Welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we break down the SmackDown Going Home show and everything heading into the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. The final face-offs, the momentum shifts, the surprises. We're talking bueno, no bueno, and who ended up being victorious in the Elimination Chambers. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on! What's up?
What's up, dude? What's going on? How are you?
Good, man. Good. Just ready to get into this wrestle talk because I really want to know what you thought about everything. So I can't wait to jump in, man.
I don't know. You may want to rethink that phrase.
Well, I just want to know, man.
But yeah, no, it was an interesting couple of days. So let's kind of get into it because at least now we know where we are going to Mania.
Right.
At least now we have the card. Well, for the most part, and we can see kind of the setups and the buildups for a few other things. It's going to be interesting to see where these turns take. Because they could go a couple different ways, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, fine.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, man. Well, as far as SmackDown goes, I mean, I wasn't really crazy about it. I don't think we really have to touch too much on it, right? I mean,
no. I mean, SmackDown can pretty much be broken down to two things. Jey Uso got beat up in the beginning of the episode.
That's how it opens up.
By an unknown assailant. And then they're loading him into the ambulance already. So you got to figure the unknown assailant got the SmackDown on 7:55, whooped his ass for 3 minutes, and then they started loading him in. So that ended up, all this was like, okay, we're going to do someone's got to fill us by the chamber. It'll be Logan Paul versus Fat 2 at the end of the night for that. Your winner was Logan Paul because we got some help from the masked man who was unmasked and found out to be Jobber McGee. That's who it was. Jobber McGee. Some guy who's there. I read somewhere online that he's like a student in like Seth Rollins' school somewhere. Right. So it's like, all right, great. Like, once you saw Logan Paul get the hand on the match, you're like, you're not going to do this tonight. They're not going to do this. So this is going to be kind of, wasted effort. And it kind of was, but yeah, whatever. Keeps people guessing. It also helps set up for what happened the next night. Right. And then we have new tag team champions.
Yeah.
As Lash and Nia defeat Rio Sky, which, okay. I mean, hey, listen, put the belts on the girls. Let's see how Lash can do. Let's, Nia's, she's had the belts before, so we'll see how that goes. But once this happened, I was like, okay, well, I know exactly what's going to happen at the chamber tomorrow. Then it's pretty much etched in stone. So what are you going to do? But so those are the two major points that I can think of from SmackDown. I don't know if there's anything, that we need to go into, just because as it is that filler episode right before PLE, they're just going to kind of give you small things here and there, So not sure.
The only other thing that I liked from SmackDown, and then we could just jump into Chamber, was the Solo Sikoa Uncle Howdy match, and only because I did like how it ended, where Uncle Howdy gets the win, but then as he's going back for the lantern, he just gets a big old boot in the face, and the MFTs just knock him out, and then they steal it back again. So I don't know. I just enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would have.
Solid match. It was like, I see your point. That was the only thing truly that I can remember.
Yeah.
from SmackDown, where I was like, oh, okay, this is the only thing I kind of remember. Solid match, and then, he doesn't get the lantern at the end because the MFTs come and take the lantern back before Uncle Howdy can get his hand on it. But, decent enough match. You show Solo Sikoa is beatable. You're putting Uncle Howdy over a little bit too, so they're not looking like they're just going to keep getting run over every time they come out to the ring. So, not bad. But that was the only thing that I would have mentioned too. So,
yeah. Standard going home episode. Quick grade, probably like a 6.5 for me. It was just, I was more excited about the chamber than anything else.
That's what you're going to get. Unfortunately, they're not going to pack the going home episode. So 6.5, 7 is where you're generally going to want to live. So, around there.
All right, brother. All right, then let's pull out this list. Let's go down the Elimination Chamber card and discuss how right and wrong we were about a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh man. It's just like, all right, can we just touch on that real quick? I mean, is it a Zelina Vega situation where like you try to give him so much like, support and like, yeah, like LA Knight, you should be the guy, this and that. But then after his little like hiccup in the match, instantly online after the chamber, people just put on like a reel of all his mistakes in the ring. And I'm just like, ooh, there are a lot more than I care to remember.
Yeah. Seems like you're almost kind of like, is this his ceiling, or does he have another area in which he can be the champ and go to?
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe the crowd was getting in his head. He's trying to be too cute. Not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that little botch. Like I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll get into
but
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get into that. All right. So with the first match of the night was the women's chamber. Do you want to start with the other two matches first and then go chambers? Or do you
Yeah.
want to go on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
card they went? All
Yeah.
right. So we had Becky versus AJ for
Yeah.
the women's intercontinental championship match. You and
Right.
I both got this one wrong,
Yeah.
as we both went Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Foolishly, even though they were in Chicago, where AJ Lee lives now with her husband CM Punk, I didn't think they were going to do it. I thought if you're going to give her a moment, you're going to do it at Mania.
Right.
I also figured this would be a good way because Becky Lynch rather took the loss last go round. So this is a kind of nice way to go build like a back and forth to
Yeah.
have that event at Mania. And then have Becky drop it there because Becky makes everyone look great. I figured this would be a good match to get AJ Lee her feet back under her again.
Yeah.
But nah, man. Triple H saw it differently. It was just like, no, let's put the belt on AJ Lee. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like, I get it. I once again think it would have been a better suited moment for Mania. But solid match. AJ did have a couple of spots that looked a little rough. You can tell she's getting some of the ring rust off, but overall, understood.
Yeah. I actually would agree with that. Surprise as well. Um, I did like the tremendous heel work that Becky was doing during the match with the turnbuckle, the whole thing, everything was good. AJ Lee did look pretty good for someone that hasn't had a singles match in a while.
Right.
Like you said, there were minor hiccups here and there, but nothing too it wasn't it was a slow match, but it was like a storytelling match. So that's why
Yeah.
you could tell as you were watching, it's like, oh, it feels kind of slow, or it started off kind of slow, but then you realize, oh no, we got the heel work, we got this, we got that, we're trying to build up the hero, all this stuff. So you were like, okay, they did what they needed to do. Wasn't a bad match. It was solid. Yeah, I was okay with it. I was happy with it. I just wanted Becky to retain.
Yeah, there was levels to it. It just needed to be. I agree with you. I think it would have been cleaner if Becky retained, and then once again, you give Becky the win there. Now, even if you had to do it, via something, because you used the referee, you used Jessica Carr for
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 spots, so you could have done it there, where maybe Jessica Carr, or maybe she used Jessica Carr to get the win, and then Carr later on is like, "Oh, you should have," comes out tonight. You shouldn't have won. Let's run it back. All this, have them run it back at Mania, and I won't be the ref or something. Like you could have did something.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't really. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
I'm happy for AJ Lee. Got you. She got a belt on her, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but whatever, indeed.
Whatever.
All right, moving on to the next match on the card. We will go with Punk
The men's
and
match.
Finn. Yeah, Punk and Finn Balor, which, man, I loved it. I was really, really rooting for Finn, and there were moments where I thought it was going to happen, and I was just really, really sad that it didn't. But it makes sense. I mean, you can't throw too much of a. I mean, as the match was progressing and as I was watching, I was like, yeah, because if Finn were to win, then how do you fit Roman into all this? Because then you're like, I haven't been around. I come back thinking Punk is champion. Now I got to fight Finn. So it was like from that standpoint, I understood. But I mean, the fan in me wanted Finn Balor to, get it. So I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, you were wrong there. I took CM Punk on this one, so I'll hit that one. But it was, as I said, there may be a way to figure this three-way dance out moving forward. I don't understand how they're going to do it. I feel really bad for Finn Balor here.
Yeah.
Like you got to give him something. gotta give him something. Like I don't understand how this just keeps happening. This would have been a nice spot. Once again, not necessarily to give him the win, but to have something happen where now you can kind of factor them into a three-way, a triple threat match, a three-way dance, something like that.
Yeah.
But this was pretty much industry standard as expected. Punk's gonna hold on because you cannot have Punk and Reigns not be in that main event of WrestleMania, considering you just had that big feud where they were standing ring to ring, face to face last week. So yeah, kind of predictable, but solid match, great work. In-ring stuff once again, great. Finn Balor's amazing. CM Punk is, one of the best to do it. So understand. But once again, just figured there could have been a different way to do it, because the whole thing is everything seems once again formulaic. So you want to try and find spots where you can make switches here and there. And it seems like 3 of the 4 matches we got here went exactly the way 90% of people would have picked them.
Yeah.
Especially after what happened on SmackDown.
Right.
Because I was about to call you after I watched SmackDown and be like, well, I want to change my pick. Because now I know who's going to win the women's match.
Yeah.
So
yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right. So let's just move on to the next one then, right? I mean, we go into the women's chamber, or do we talk about the box first?
Oh my God, what's in the box? I told you someone was in there.
Yeah.
I told you it was somebody, and it was Danhausen.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I enjoyed it. I popped for it. I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, he looks really like upgraded. You know what I mean? Like WWE type of, outfit and like the cape and everything. I liked it. I just think the only thing that kind of sucked though is like you could hear the fans like say, who is this? Like what, like, and I'm just like, have you not watched AEW? Have you not seen him on the indies? It's just, it was a little sad for me to see that reaction, because I actually got excited for it.
I mean, I was good with it. I was good with it. And then as soon as the music stopped, you heard boo. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, what they should have done, hindsight being 2020, is probably given him a chance, with a mic to introduce himself, to do something, to give them something. Once again, to your point, to the people who don't know who he is, and are just like, who's this vampire looking dude that just stepped out of the box here? Like, so fun in the aspect that, Danhausen is crazy enough to be like, lock me in a box for 2 weeks and then send me here and send me there, and then I'll just pop out. Like, okay, you believe that? You're like, Danhausen's an idiot. Great, I love it. Fine. But yeah, the reaction definitely, Chicago was not going over the way I'm assuming they wanted it to. Yeah. So we'll see if they dust them off for Raw or SmackDown, and how they plan on using him, or how they plan on using him. Yeah, I said it right. But yeah, definitely not the debut I think he or anybody else was expecting.
Yeah. And then the funny thing too is the internet's just hysterical. The next day I see a picture of Chris Jericho and a meme that says, I bet you wish it was me inside the box, huh? And it's just like that doofy face. And I'm like, Chris Jericho, you're correct.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted in the box. But no, I get down. Which, once again, I'm not mad about it. I just feel like Chicago kind of was.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. All right. Well, let's jump into this women's chamber then, bro. What are your thoughts? Give me soon as you started watching.
You got it right.
Oh yeah.
So let's start there. You got it right. I got it wrong. And so for everyone if anyone's listening and doesn't know, if by now, Rhea Ripley won the women's chamber match.
Yeah.
My point was, after seeing SmackDown and watching them drop the belts, knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
Knew it was going to happen. It's like, all right, well, then looks like Rhea's getting the dub here. So, match-wise, Kiana James, solid showing.
Yes.
Big fan of Kiana James. She's going to be fantastic. She's a lot stronger than she appears. She has an Olympic gymnastic background, so she can move. She's flexible. She's quick. So big fan of Kiana James. Like, dug that. And I think I was right. I think Raquel should have been booked to win this match, and she looked like she could have. And I think it would have been like she deserved to win this match. And I really feel like this is a big misstep. Now I get it. It's Rhea Ripley. Fine. She's your biggest female talent star that you have. I get it. Yeah. But to the point of, does she need it? No, she doesn't. And now her versus Jade is going to be great. These two physical specimens going after each other is going to be absolutely fantastic. Didn't like it. Thought you could have did the same thing with Raquel. Now maybe the star power is not there for a Jade Raquel match, probably, but you have a month to build it, and you could have done it. So while I love Rhea, once again, when I saw the way this went down, I was like, now I'm gonna be mad if she wins, and I don't want to do that. And I was like, literally anybody else,
Right.
Raquel Rodriguez up top, any of the other four, then Rhea. And Rhea won. I was like, see, once again, where we get to this, well, now you know what's going to happen formulaic nonsense. But I've been yapping for a minute. Please, what do you think?
No, I agree. I am just as upset about Raquel not winning because to me, she was the MVP of the match. From the moment she got into her pod, the laughing, the heel work, to probably the most improved female wrestler of the year.
For her, you forgot her name last year.
That's what I'm saying. Hey man, won't let that go. But but it's just crazy because that feeling that I had of like, oh my gosh, why didn't she win? I had it with when she went against Stephanie and through that hardcore tables match. You know what I mean? It was just like, that was your moment. You should have put her through the table. Same thing here. How do you build her up the way that you did? Have her have a double pin elimination, and you see that, and you're just like, oh, no brainer. She's gonna win it. There's no way. Like she's gonna outsmart. And then that was the other thing, missed opportunity, right? Because I remember the last time that they fought each other, Rhea and Raquel in Saudi. They were throwing stats. Oh, out of the 5 times that they met one-on-one, Rhea is like the most wins, and you know what I mean. This could have been something you could have held her like over her. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. Shout outs to Kiana James for an incredible showing herself, but Raquel should have won. Raquel, MVP of the match, most improved female wrestler of the year. She is awesome. I am for it. I just hope they don't let this heat like die down, simmer down, because they need to do more with her.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Because now you got to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
Because she's a part of Raw, and now you have Liv Morgan going after Stephanie Beckett. So what do? I mean, did you now have her, what, is she going to go after AJ Lee? You need Becky some time off? You're not going to do anything before Mania. You're going to have Becky versus AJ Lee at Mania. I doubt you're going to do anything else. Like, that you'd be foolish not to. Yeah. So what do you do with her? This was once again a wasted opportunity, because you could have done, even if you had Rio Sky lose the belts, you could have had them have their rematch at Mania.
Yeah.
And that way you still get Rhea Ripley at Mania. So once again, missed opportunity. I feel Raquel was, to your point, the MVP of that match.
Yeah.
She really, that double pin, I was like, dope, like really cool. Like, all right, they're making her look good. Like, hopefully this continues. And they didn't. And once again, I feel like just missed opportunity. This is another missed. I feel like this PLE could have been called Elimination Missed Opportunities. Like, because you had chances to do a couple things and you didn't. And the only swerve that came was the men's match at the end of the night. And swerve, I use that term kind of lightly, because once again, you knew who wasn't going to win, and then the LA Knight thing was just whatever. Yeah. But yeah. So women's match, I thought the match itself was good. Annoyed with the winner, just because she, once again, she doesn't need it. She doesn't. Like, you did the right thing in showcasing Kiana James there and giving Raquel Rodriguez a lot of good work. Yeah. And making her look really spectacular. So you did 2 good things there. Like I said, the winner for me just didn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I agree, brother. I agree. Missed opportunity, elimination, missed opportunity. I like it because you're right. That's what this whole PLE
or maybe
was.
Missed Opportunities Chamber, you call it? I don't know.
Sorry. Missed Chambers, huh?
Missed Chambers. Well, no, because then you're looking for chambers. Like, where are they?
Where are they? Yeah, but what's funny? Before we go into the men's chamber, I actually, one of the theories online, obviously we know what was in the box, but I'm saying, I wanted to bring this up in the last episode and I forgot. But one of the theories online for what was in the box was an actual additional chamber. So like there was this idea of like when you open it the day of, you actually install it the day of with instructions and then allowing another participant to go in. And I kind of like that idea because that would have been a cool, upgrade to the chamber. You know what I mean? It would have been something different.
Yeah, tough. Tough from this aspect. You could have done that, but I don't think you install the pod. I think you open it and you show that it's a pod, but it's like maybe blacked out so you can't see who's inside. And this way,
Ooh.
when that last pot from there opens, then you open the box. What is happening? There's an extra countdown. The box pops open, and then out comes somebody else. Because you can't install it in the thing. First of all, where are you gonna put it? Your four corners are already used.
And the
And
third
you
one,
need-
like in the middle between on the opposite of the entrance side, it would be like
And
a
the-
middle pod in between the two on the
you
right.
need, but you need that space. You need that
Yeah.
space for people to climb and stuff, and like you need that. So that's what I'm saying. If you had it outside the ring, cool. Then you could do something like that. But because then also then you'd have to uninstall it before the guys match, and a lot of odds and ends up to become kind of headachy. But that's a good idea. They could have did something like that. But then who do you put in? And rough shot,
Yeah.
So a lot of work.
Yeah.
Danhausen, it was solid, but for sure. Yeah.
Man, you were just
Danhausen.
these last episodes. You've just been like, it's like
because there's so much nonsense where you're just like, come on, like you have chances to do things. So like this, like the one thing I will say is with the men's one that we're about to talk about, with that win, that opens up a lot of different ways that you can go. I will give them that. But I just feel like once again, just miss some spots or some chances that you could have, because you have to, if you're worried about your ticket sales, you're worried about your viewership, you're concerned things are going down, and you have to freshen stuff up.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't keep doing Rhea Ripley in the main event. You can't keep doing stuff like that. Raquel Rodriguez, while yes, okay, she's not going to maybe move the needle in terms of the t-shirt sales and whatever you're looking for there. But if you want to do something different and get different sets of eyes in, then that's the play you make.
Yeah.
So that people like us aren't going, well, it's Rhea Ripley again. Great.
Great.
You know? It's like
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right, Primo, let's just jump into this men's chamber. So what'd you think?
Well, you and I both got this freakishly wrong because the idiot that we chose can't jump off a rope.
Oh no.
Putz. What a putz. No wonder I didn't like this guy. I was like, you know what? I started to feel bad. I started to like him now. I'm like, you know what? Screw this guy. I'm glad. You know what, LA Knight? Boo.
He said, I'm glad. I'm glad, bro.
Glad. Bum. Well, so Logan Paul gets the spot here, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, great, cool. You had to have someone from the Vision go in. With this guy getting hurt, Breaker already on the shelf, with Broncito getting hurt, Breaker already on the shelf, having Logan Paul go in fit.
Yeah.
Now, when you saw that, you're like, all right, well, now there's probably going to be, and then you saw the masking of the fake unmasked man, and you're just like, okay, so this is going to come to a head probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
So whether or not they used it properly, to be determined.
Yeah.
But you told the story you had to tell, because the masked man came out after we had a few eliminations. So the final two, if you don't mind me just kind of rushing through the match. The match was solid. With the exception of the LA Knight botch. There was a little bit of a hiccup with Javon Evans when he frog splashed, and then he ended up taking the pin from Logan Paul. Logan Paul had like 3 eliminations.
Yeah.
It was he did work.
I was with it.
He did work. I will give him that. So after you eliminated any of your final 3, it was Paul, Cody, and Randy Orton. And as they're walking Trick Williams out, or no, a masked man comes in.
Yeah.
And he gets stopped. And they're like, oh, yeah, they caught him before he was able to make it to the ring. And they take off the mask. And once again, it's Jobber McGee number 2. And you're just like, oh, great. So then they take Trick Williams out. The gate is open. And from under the ring comes another masked man. And you're like, okay, this one now seems a little legit.
Yeah.
So he hits Paul, throws him against the rope, or hits Paul, knocks him down, runs against the rope, does the stomp. Codeth real quick, being the awareness in the ring is so amazing for Cody Rhodes that he just rolled over and he pinned him. That's right. You keep rolling your eyes. He rolled over and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. And you're like, oh, dope. Cool. All right. And then everyone's cheering. Logan Paul rolls out and the man unmasks himself. And it is, in fact, one Seth Q. Rollins.
Q?
Now, I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff in now. So everyone's like, okay, cool. So once again, I get it, and it makes sense. Screwing the guys who screwed me. And I thought it was kind of a funny point that neither of the 2 guys who actually screwed him were there.
Right.
They're both hurt. They're both hurt. he went after the guy who replaced him. Like, you know what? There's no one left, so I'm gonna go after you. And then you hear Paul Heyman, no, and I'm like, Jesus, Paul, what's happening to Paulie Dangerously over here? What is happening? So fun. Okay, great. Masked Man, anticlimactic, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you kind of figured it out once he kept coming out against the Vision. You're like, all right, how long are they going to play this? How long is Rollins on the shelf? Is he still hurt?
Yeah.
Is this still he's in rehab? He just did to screw them over and now he's walking away, or will he be back in the storyline? I have to tune in to find out. So that aspect, fine, cool. Then, what was it? It was yes. Then we get he's walking out, so the cage door is still open, and what happens? In comes Drew McIntyre, belt in hand, and he just wallops Codith. He's working him over in the corner, and then Randall stands up. Randall spins him around, gets the RKO on him, and in true something else is about to happen. Drew McIntyre doesn't just lay down with the RKO. No, he gets RKO'd so hard that he pops back up and stands on his feet. You motherfuckers. So then Codith hits him with Crossroads. And as Cody's standing up to like turn around and give like Randy a high five or be like, yeah, man, let's finish the match. Randall, in true Viper fashion, which this is where I was like, yes, I'll take this. RKO's Cody, and we have a winner. And your main event, or not your main event, but your opponent for Drew McIntyre going into WrestleMania is now one Randall Kenneth Orton, which I didn't see coming. So talk about hardcore swerve.
Yeah.
I like it. I dig it because I love Randy. I love Randy. You know this. Everybody knows it. If you listen to the show, you know I love Randy Orton. Like, that's my guy. So I think it's great. He's money. He's money all the time. Afterwards, you find out that this SmackDown, now there's going to be a championship match between McIntyre and Cody. So this is where things start to get interesting. And I'm sorry, I know I'm chatting for a long time.
No, you keep going, brother.
But I think this is where things kind of get interesting because now what do? Do you put the belt on Cody and now have Cody versus Randy? Do you make this a triple threat match? Possibly a 4-way dance because McIntyre screwed Jacob Fatu out of getting a chance to get into the Elimination Chamber? Like, there's things. Or do you just find something else to do? Do you just have Cody, kind of figure something else out? Don't know if you can. Because what you can do is if you take the belt off McIntyre, you put it on Cody, you still get your main event there. Fatu can still go against McIntyre because they have that heat. You cost me my chance. So now I want you.
Yeah.
If triple threat match, fine. But then what are you going to do with Jacob Fatu come Mania? You're going to want to use him at some point.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. You could see a triple threat match, fatal 4-way, something like that. But now I will stop talking so that you can.
No, dude. Everything you said was perfect. I think my only concern is that because the thing is, Randy's going to go for number 15, right? Like, this is why it's a big deal. And I feel like you got to do right by Randy by giving him a one-on-one. You know what I mean? Right. You can't sit there and throw other variables into the equation because then, then he's going to either lose or it might not be a clean win or a fair win, or it might be one of those situations where like, Drew gets hit with 3 finishers, but Randy's the one that capitalizes on the pin, and that's how he gets it. Either way, it'll make number 15 for him not as sweet as someone like him deserves. Right. I think the other issue that I have, I love the match. I was happy that Randy won. I popped. I was excited because it was different. It was a surprise. I didn't see it coming. But the other issue, or actually the thing that I did like was the callback, right? Because remember, all the other times it was Randy and Cody, Cody's always taking the opportunity to not cheat, but like to cash in on his buddy because they're friends. But Randy would always hesitate to, finish him or this or that because that's his boy, but Cody never did. This case, it was like, yes, Randy finally got payback. So I was actually really happy with that part. But he needs to have, it needs to be a singles match. I understand you have to do something with Cody. I understand you have to do something with Jacob, but the issue is it'll take away so much from Randy to me if he ends up going into a triple threat or 4-way and winning the belt or even losing it or not even getting a chance,
Well, yeah, to your point, that's just out of respect.
Yeah.
that this needs to be that if you're going to do this, should be a one-on-one shot. And Randy does deserve 15.
Yeah.
He deserves 15. He does. I mean, and he doesn't have much left.
Right.
So this is probably the best time to do it. I agree with you. The callback to finally, because especially recently, Aleister Black has had a problem with Randy Orton saying, you don't have that killer instinct anymore.
Right.
Like, it's not what you have. And now he does, because look what he
Yeah.
did to his homie. Like, he just put his homie down. Like, so opens doors. And once again, this is the swerve, because once you saw Logan Paul exit and you're like, these two, I'm sure everybody was thinking, well, Cody's going back.
Yeah.
Cody's going back. Like, before the match started, I'm not sure how many people would have been like, yeah, Randy Orton's going to be the odds-on favorite. Like, probably not a lot. Maybe 10, 20% of people, if that, would have said that. I probably would have seen anybody else, with the exception of Javon and Trick Williams, move on before I would have picked Randy Orton. So opens up a lot of stuff, once again, that you can do storyline. We have to see where they go with it.
Yeah.
To see how interesting it can get and how much they can do with it. I just wasn't expecting it. This was the one thing I did enjoy, was this, like I said. But now we have to see where it goes, because I'm assuming you're setting up for, if he's healthy, Rollins and Paul come Mania. If Rollins is healthy enough, or but who knows, because maybe Breaker's back by then. Yeah, Rollins Breaker, or maybe Rollins still isn't cleared. Maybe he just came in and he's gonna come in with a shoulder sling and be like, "No, I'm not medically cleared to go." So good match, way to end it, but overall, as a PLE, it was. But I thought the match ended well, and I like the fact that Randy won. So hopefully they do give him his due. And to your point, you don't want to have him steal a win. You don't want to have him, like, cheat to do it. Like, give it to him. Give him his last big moment that he will have at that point, probably, and let him ride off to the sunset in a year or two. Just kind of still helping the new talent get over.
Yeah, man, I agree. And my final thoughts on it, it was like, it was an okay PLE. I did enjoy the chamber matches for both men and women. I was just a little disappointed with the choices. The Randy is the upside because it was a curveball. It was unexpected. But at this point, the only thing that I will say is that I'm not excited for the road to WrestleMania. We have 7 weeks left for stories to come into place, and although all the main championships are set, I just don't see how everyone else fits into this 2-night extravaganza.
Right.
So I'm getting to a point where, like, I'm not gonna watch Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm probably just gonna watch it later in the week because I don't care right now. So it is what it is. That's where I'm at.
That's the thing, and that's why when you're like, you seem like you're just like this right now, and I'm like, yeah, that's because that's you. You're getting to where I currently am, where I'm like there. Annoyed. I'm just like, we need something. We need something. Like, so give me something. And they haven't. And the Orton thing was kind of close, where there was them trying. But overall, like, I mean, I'll give the PLE a 7.
Yeah.
7.75. Like, and just because everything was so, you knew it was going to happen. Minus the cool points. CM Punk's entrance to the Bulls' old entrance music was kind of fun. Dan Housen, of course, because we know who Dan Housen is. And then the Orton thing. Everything else was just kind of like, all right. But to your point, you have 7 weeks. So you need to start doing something, or you're going to start losing people faster than you've already been losing them.
Yeah.
Because you're concerned now that ticket prices are going down and your viewership is going down and stuff like that. So you have to clean this up by the Showcase of the Immortals. Otherwise,
what are we doing?
You're going to keep losing them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But let's end on a happy note. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to thank all of our primos and primas and our listeners. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I know we sound like a drag post Elimination Chamber, but hopefully the next 7 weeks it'll pick up, it'll get better, and we'll just be more excited about this because I think you said it perfectly, Primo. I'm getting there. I'm just like, man. So it is what it is. Pero but we have also other amazing episodes, other amazing interviews, and you could catch us on all types of social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and all these links are where, Primo? Where can you find them?
primosforlife.com, www.primosforlife.com. When you get there, you pick platform, smash the follow, the like, the notifications, whatever button needs to be pushed to remind you that we are here. Please do so. This is a fantastic ride that Eddie and on. It's a lot better when you're on it with us. We appreciate everyone who took the time to send us out your picks, to send us, anything that you wanted to in terms of what you want to talk about, things along those lines. We really, really do. We see the numbers going up little by little, weekly, but it's every bit helps. So when we know you guys are out there listening, it makes us want to do it that much more. I do feel bad along with Eddie that we kind of coming at you curmudgeonly nowadays, but we can only go off what the product gives us. For people who are like you and I have been doing this, watching this for as long as we have, you start to get those lulls, those ebbs and flows. So agree with the apology there, but I do want to thank all the Primos and Primas for looking out for us, for sharing, for liking, for tweeting, for anything that you guys can do to help us out. We really, really appreciate it. Anything we can do to show love back, please let us know. Like I said, if you guys want to get on and talk something, just hit us up. We'd be more than happy to do so. We just need like a day or two in advance to make sure your equipment works, and we'll put you on. It's a fun run. Let's do it. So please feel free. That being said, I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing my voice. Eddie, I'm going to kick it to you and say, you tell them what we need to tell them.
I forgot. It's like, you can't be doing that, man. Like,
we will see you when we see you, Primos and Primas. We love you very much. Have a wonderful night. Mwah.
Love you guys. We will see you when we see you. Take care.